Good morning.
Self-efficacy is what I believe to be the only way to tread this life. It's my meta. My ignorance of something obscure like even the craziest thing I saw inside Lucky Chinatown Mall would remain meaningless if the pandemic didn't happen. I realized that my 2019 vlog would be uninteresting if I posted it right away, but it's 2021, so the pressure of posting trivial videos for clout delayed it. Thank you, procrastination and anxiety. This was essentially just a boring food crawl in Binondo, but now it's something else. It was an exceptional time because it's the start of my early 20s. Kadenang ginto memes are on the rise. It was completely sensationalized though, if you remember that time of the year. The couple in this video had their matrimonious endeavors, they were enjoying their youth, so we spent our number days as kids. My friend was pregnant in this video, meanwhile ako naman mukha lang pregnant because I eat a lot and I'm fat. This video is pretty remarkable as well because I'm gonna talk about people in my life who I don't even talk to anymore. Adulthood, which pretty is much beguiling itself to see yourself in a video with people whom you're not friends with. And why I wasn't that shocked but mildly perturbed when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. I'm going to beat around the bush for a little bit before I spill the beans why this trip isn't as important as I realize it to be. Multitude of grub hubs, right? And food parks have sprawled in the Philippines like wildfire. In 2019, we got Maginhawa, Cubao, Laguna, Tagaytay, all these places, everyone has it. Everybody is posting online, and I, of course, was envious and ravenous of the food porn on Instagram. As a normal person, I would like to participate in spending cash on overpriced meals, but initially, this was my idea. My roommate at the time kept watching videos of Trevor James saying, so I said, fuck it, we're going to Chinatown instead and set out early in the morning. My dog, who was Chinese because she's a pug, was not impressed by this idea since no one is going to scoop her poop, but she's a grown woman now and do things by herself. We said goodbye to our mom, and no mom, we're not doing drugs there.
Bye-bye, Mama.
We're just gonna savor the youth we have left. So normally I'd invite my best friends to tag along to these things because some idiots take 50 years to say yes to an invitation on Facebook. Well, thank God that's not the case with the couple of friends I have featured in this video, which I want to talk about. And by the way, we are at the 7-Eleven, a normal territory for lesbians. I want to hide their identity, so I'm gonna call the couple in this video Popoy and Basha. So we picked them up at their place, and I gotta say, I'm so thankful to have them as friends. Even years ago, I invite them to things as awful as religious conversions, and they make me cry of how foolish and supportive they are with these types of things. So yeah, there's this wonderful realization Popoy told us. He proclaimed that I should definitely film these types of stuff. I should blog it because everybody is going to have a YouTube account in the future, and he was right. And I'm shocked how, I mean, even dogs have YouTube channels nowadays. And I mean, first of all, before their owners. So it stunned me to this day. Before I move on, what's your favorite or memorable food trip before all this pandemic happened? Have you went to Binondo? Comment down below of what you think about the place. Are you feeling nervous? Are you having fun? It's almost over. It's just begun. I know you're waiting for me to knock your socks off at i-reveal ko ano ba yung nag-predict ng COVID-19. So, to give you a hint, naniniwala ba kayo sa mga hula or sa zodiac sign? Well, malapit siya doon pero malayo pa rin. Gusto ko lang na mag-anticipate kayo and enjoy all the positive and all the great things that we found here in Binondo as a personal experience. Don't worry, this is not clickbait. This is just a bit maybe controversial for some. So going back, first time I saw Binondo, I was like, wow, I saw the famous Jones Bridge. Like, I was anticipating the food, but all the woke movies do their shooting there, so it's pretty rad to see the bridge itself. But the beautiful thing about this, all of this is the boundary of the Chinatown. Because if you watch the documentary by Vox, there is this distinct border where every Chinatown starts. So it's pretty obvious sa Binondo as well. And what I love about Binondo is it's like a time capsule. Everything, the food is fresh. It's like the recipes are said to be like passed down from ancestors, and it's the thing that makes it feel such a great experience. And I miss traveling to Asian countries, our neighboring countries, and I love this type of authenticity within the district. As we were walking through town, I was telling my mom that, hey mom, we've been to Engbitin and all these places, and I told her how cool it looked, and she said, "Oh, I already know those things," and it kind of killed my excitement. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just kidding. We bought her a lot of things home, and to sidetrack a little bit, when my roommate and I plan these personal things, we tend to be as punctual as possible, especially if we're going with someone else or a group of people. Time is of essence, and we cannot waste our breath, so we can enjoy all the splendor of novelty. I'm thankful I have the luxury of time in my hands, but my pet peeve is people who are not sensitive to the time frame. I mean, look at this beautiful place. The smell of chili oil, garlic, grease, and glutinous flour, the culture and personality. I like to appreciate that and take it in. But yeah, to conclude, half of this trip was very fast because someone was walking intensely fast. But I'm over it. It's already been like 2 years. So I guess you all know by now that what I'm talking about and who I'm pointing out, but let's not jab it out. So to continue the story, my other pal arrived a bit late. Let's call her Mandy because she's not my friend anymore. She was over the moon about this trip because she wanted it. She wanted to unwind. It was a pretty monumental time in her life. She's finishing her studies while finding a good man, and you know that in our early 20s, it's the hardest things to do. What I essentially loved about this trip is the food, of course. It's what I aim for, and I love how almost every restaurant that you go to is fully packed, fully jam-packed. Everyone loves to eat, like they eat standing up, they wait for their food. And especially that authentic Chinese food is not that oily. But yeah, I saw this cat and it's really sad, reminded me of a cat who died, but I'm just really happy that maybe someday someone will eventually adopt that cat. I mean, I bet she gets food a lot from that place. So yeah. What I noticed during this time of the year is the emergence of that self-awareness of people in general about love. And I'm serious about this, you guys. I mean, the emergence of sad, sappy songs during this year has skyrocketed. We know that bands like Four of Spades and Ben had like an immense success. So indie bands and love songs are a banger during this time in the country. And friendship, about finding themselves, and I love that about it. I mean, I'm happy that even though I don't get to talk to my friend anymore, like some friends anymore, I had that time in my life. And the pandemic took that away from us. All the love and friendship thing is very hard to do right now. We are in social isolation. We're at total disposal of taking care of ourselves and everyone around us, but at the same time, physical contact is really hard. So I'm really glad to look back at this video because not only am I reflecting on what happened during this time, and I did laugh about, we were looking at all these expensive stuff. In the video, we were like laughing about, oh, if we break this or halimbawa, nabasag to, sinong magbabayad, sinong iwan dito. I mean, I'm laughing at the novelty of all of this, but what scared me the most, kung ano yung pinaka nakakabahala dito sa video na to is I really should pay attention more of what I see and not just, you know, okay, expect ko makikita to and all that. But this is the thing that hindi ko ina-expect makita is, okay, this is a normal thing during Lunar New Year, right? Chinese calendar predictions, kung anong year mo. Pupunta ka sa malls ng showcase nito and you look for your year. So, anong animal ka? So, I'm a year of the ox. So, I zoomed in this description, anong advice. So, what says here is I should be wary of any infection or viral disease to boost your immunity and especially watch for the elderly. So, that is extremely specific. It's hyper specific, and I'm a psychology major. I do not like any Barnum statements. I do not like any mystifying things or vague statements na, oh, okay, this is you should follow this and this like that. But that is oddly specific. And it kind of disturbed me a bit because at the end of the year 2019, we had the pandemic. And then when I went back on this video during around September na I was supposed, or December was supposed to upload this video, I didn't upload it. I am not compelled to upload it because I was waiting for that moment where, okay, I'm gonna let this sink in and see what happens, because I have to see what happens first before I say accordingly that this did predict the pandemic for me, and it's not gonna be for everyone else. It's just my personal experience. And this did not happen to me just one time. This happened to me twice. So I went to an SM. For some reason, I traveled with my roommate. It's her town. It's her hometown. It's very far from my place. It's 5 hours away. Went to the mall and we saw the same thing in a different light, in a different design, a different showcase of the Chinese calendar predictions of your animal year. And it also said the same thing. Like, I also checked it out. Hindi ko lang na-videohan, but I was with someone else. It's like the thing where, oh, the stars align. Oh, some mystifying thing is telling you something and you need to pay attention. So, it's amazing how you, as a human, we make meaning to the things we see. And it's really awesome. My initial reaction was, oh my god, this same statement that be wary of viral infections and my health, be wary of my health and elderly people around my house, I should watch over them. It's a very disturbing thing because when the pandemic hit, I made the active decision to listen to the news, to listen to the doctor's advice about the coronavirus. And in February, the Philippines was in lockdown. In my last visit outside was like in February 5th of 2020, and I went out of the house in February 2021. That is a long time of thinking, and just it made me realize that people listen to these manghuhula, mga zodiac signs, all these generic vague statements like what we saw. It is a vague statement in retrospect, but it makes life a little bit more interesting, more challenging, and more mysterious in a sense. But yes, I did enjoy this trip, not only because of my friends, not only because of the food. They were excellent companions. The place was very exceptional. But what I enjoyed the most is it was very existential.